What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000. We hope you guys can help us get there. Alright, so it looks like Phase 4 of the MCU is not going according to plan. I think a lot of people kind of saw this coming, to be honest with you. I mean, including us here on Rants. There just really wasn't that many exciting shows that was coming out, or shows or movies that was really coming out. I got big into WandaVision. I thought the finale really sucked and got me out of it. Never really got into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I just felt like both those were kind of out of place. I felt like WandaVision was there to kind of be for a preview of Doctor Strange 2. But at the same time, I felt like they kind of really flubbed that up as well. Shang-Chi. I'm not really in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I don't really give a crap about that movie. I really don't. The Eternals I was really excited about, but since we've heard so little news of it, it always makes me hesitant to be excited about a movie when you hear so little bit about it. It makes me think that, okay, what are they hiding that they don't even want to show previews or get people excited for the movie? There was something that just felt off about it. So you know what? I might be surprised about the Eternals. I that was one movie that I had circled that I was really excited about for Phase 4. Wasn't a big fan of Black Widow. That just felt like Phase 4 just was weak. It was just weak. You come off of having Iron Man, Captain America, and of course you're going to have that later on when it comes to Captain America, but I just kind of felt like, I don't know, I just kind of felt like in the meantime, how is the MCU going to stay afloat? Well, according to this article, not very well. It says right here, Marvel's Shang-Chi Eternals China release is in doubt. Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Eternals have reportedly not been approved for theatrical release in China just yet. It says according to Variety, the CCTV 6 China movie channel aired a list of U.S. release dates for 8 of the 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4 movies scheduled to arrive between now and 2023, leaving out Shang-Chi and Eternals. Because the channels fall under the watch of the Chinese government's propaganda department that has given rise to rumors the films could be in danger of being banned in China. That would be devastating for the MCU. That would be devastating for Marvel if that happened. It says Shang-Chi has already been criticized by the official Communist Youth League paper, China Youth Daily. Based on the racist portrayal of characters like Shang-Chi's father, the villain Fu Manchu, in earlier comic book depictions, as well as his continued association with the Mandarin. Hoping to correct this, the film has cast acclaimed Hong Kong actor Tony Leung, who's known for In the Mood for Love and The Grandmaster, to play Shang-Chi's father, Wen Wu. A brand new character created for the movie. A character like Wen Wu could have easily been a one-dimensional villain with no heart, said director Destin Daniel Cretton. Tony opened this character up, so this is an antagonist who has a deep ability to love. But he's not a character that fans look. He's already controversial in a lot of different ways. Because whether you change the name of it or not, you're still getting basically the exact same character. So you add that to changing the name and then giving this character no relevance in the MCU whatsoever. And you know what? That's going to cause problems. That's going to cause fans not to relate to it. In the MCU, Wen Wu has held different titles over the years, including that of the Mandarin. While users on the Chinese microblogging website Sina Weibo have criticized the decisions to reference the notorious antagonist in Shang-Chi, producer Jonathan Schwartz has assured the film will be sensitive about the way it handles this element, particularly in reference to Iron Man 3's infamous Mandarin's identity theft twist. I think people hear the Mandarin and expect a very specific kind of thing, and that may not be the thing they're getting. Swartz said, they're hopefully getting a more complex and layered take on the character than the name would lead you to. However, when it comes to Eternal's release in China, things are a bit more complicated. Although the film's China-born director Chloe Zhao has won an Oscar for directing the Best Picture winning Nomadland, Chinese authorities imposed a media blackout on the news in response to critical moments she made in the past about her experience growing up in China, which Zhao described as being a place where there are lies everywhere. This has led to speculation that Eternals China release will end up being scrapped. What with references to Zhao currently being censored in Chinese media. Goes on to state, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton and written by Daniel Callahan, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings stars Simu Liu, Tony Leung, Aquafina, I can't believe she plays in this movie, Michael Yeo, Jiang Nan, Ming'er Zhang, and Ronnie Ching, Fala Chen, and Jiang Lin. The film arrives in theaters September 3rd, and then it goes on to state, who the Eternals are. This is going to be just devastating, absolutely devastating to Marvel. You have so few theaters that are opened up here. The only chance that they had of making money was to go overseas. That was it. That was the only chance. China was the only cash cow that they had. You take that away. And what's so funny about it was these movies were created as a means to, reflect well for Chinese audiences. To maybe grab attention, maybe get more into the market. And in fact, it's done the polar opposite of it. It's not been well received by China. So if this movie is, let's say, if either one of these movies is banned, I mean, it's just going to be chaos for Marvel. It's going to be absolute chaos for Marvel. You know what? I would say this, if these two movies, if they're controversial to China in any way, whether the Chinese media eventually just gets to the point, or the Chinese government gets to the point where they're like, Marvel, we're not going to allow you to, release these movies for whatever reason. That could be a really big deal for China. This is going to be a really big hit. A really big deal to Marvel. But, make no mistakes. This could be, I'll go so far as to say, this could be the end of the MCU. It really could. In the regard that, do I believe that they'll continue making, Marvel films? Of course they will. They're going to make Marvel films, but I see a decline. I was seeing it towards the end of the last phase, and it felt like this one, there was just nothing interesting. Like, there was few movies that were coming out that I was like, oh man, I've got to watch that. Like I said, I was big on the Eternals at first, but now I'm just kind of like, oh man, Eternals, like, it just seems like something's hidden in there that isn't going to be interesting. It's either that's got a really sucky storyline, or something's going on. It just doesn't feel like something that Marvel is too proud of in that regard. Now, could be because, they could be keeping it quiet a little bit because they don't want to stir up things, with China. But you know what? I feel like Marvel, you kind of get what's coming to you on that one. You tried to pander in a lot of ways with these two movies to China, and it's come back to bite you. So yeah, Marvel, you get what you deserve in that regard. At the same time, you know what? I'm still a little bit saddened by this because I want the MCU to succeed. I do. I want DC to succeed. I want MCU to succeed. I want good quality superhero movies. I grew up on those. I want every one of them to succeed. Even the ones that I don't even care about. I don't care about this Shang-Chi movie. I'll watch it, but I'm not like going to be like super, super excited about it. Could surprise me. But anything with Aquafina in it, I'm kind of like, ugh. Do you really think that's going to surprise me? Probably not. But we'll just have to see. I will give it a shot. But I'm telling you, Marvel, this really is backfired on you big. DC's coming for you. DC is coming for you, MCU. They're going to start creating quality content and not really have to rely upon the Chinese market because they've got HBO Max and they can just put some of their stuff on there and they're good to go in a lot of ways. DC's been very good about series. They've been very good about series, and I will say they've done fairly well when it comes to some of these DC movies that are just straight, streamlined to, HBO Max and so forth. So I mean, it's not like any of those been failures either. Snyder Cut just changed everything, at least in my eyes. It changed everything. Changed how I looked at the MCU. It changed how I looked at DC. I started feeling, you know what? DC had something to prove, and then when I saw that, I'm like, MCU's got something to prove now. Now they've got to do something to draw back these fans. And you know what? I think Marvel's time is coming. I really do. I think we're starting to see the decline. I think you're going to start seeing it in the near future. I mean, look, say what you want about WandaVision. It was brilliant almost to the end, but it really bombed towards the end, and it really upset me because I felt like the whole show was just there, not to stand on its own, but to push, a movie. It was almost kind of felt like a promo, felt like a preview of a movie to get us excited for Doctor Strange too. And then they wouldn't even go so far to even add Doctor Strange to it because they didn't want a white male saving the day. So I mean, same time, you try to push something, but then you don't want to push too hard on it. Make up your mind, Marvel, what you want to do on those things. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think that this is going to be a huge setback for Marvel? I think this is going to be a game changer in so many different ways. I mean, when you start seeing movies that just aren't even allowed in that Chinese market, that is a big hit to the profit of these Marvel movies. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. I mean, I think it basically damns any sequel to either one of these. Even though the Eternals says that it's in production for Eternals 2, if they don't get a release with the original in China, I do not see how they could go forward with Eternals 2. I would be shocked. Absolutely and totally shocked if they went through with it. If they figured that if the first one can't get through, the second one's not going to either. So you know what? We'll just have to see. But guys, let me know what y'all think down below. Do you think that this could be a huge blow to the MCU? Do you believe that could maybe even be a net down? Maybe the changing of the guard, where that DC might can catch it with these. It looks like two failures right off the gate. Right out of the gate, it looks like two failures in these movies. But let me know what y'all think down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching.